Hello, my friends. Welcome back to my channel. I'm really happy to see you here today. In this video, we're going to learn English using a powerful method called shadowing. You might be wondering, what exactly is shadowing? Well, it's simple. Shadowing means listening to someone speak English and repeating what they say at the same time or right after, trying to match their pronunciation, rhythm, and tone. Imagine being someone's shadow, following every move closely. That's the idea. Shadowing is one of the best ways to improve your speaking, listening, and pronunciation skills all at once. So here's how this video works. First, you'll hear me read a short story. The words will appear on the screen so you can follow along. Then you'll get the chance to repeat after me. Don't worry if you don't get it right the first time. Just keep practicing. Progress comes with time. Now, about today's story. I chose it because I heard it recently and thought it was not only fun and interesting, but also helpful for English learners. It's about Sarah, a young woman who traveled to the United States for the first time. The story uses simple, clear English, perfect for practicing. I'll read it slowly and clearly. Your job is to listen, read along, and then repeat with me when it's time. Ready? Let's begin. Sarah's story. I'm at the airport right now, and I feel so excited. Today's the big day. I'm flying to New York City for the very first time. I've got my ticket, my passport, and my bags packed. Everything is set. I walk up to the check-in counter and hand over my ticket. The lady behind the desk smiles and says, "Here's your boarding pass. You're in seat 17C. Have a good flight." "Thank you," I say happily. A window seat. Perfect. I love looking outside when I fly. Next comes the security check. The line is super long and it takes forever, but I finally make it through. Now I'm waiting at gate 23. After a while, I hear the announcement. Flight 567 to New York is now boarding. Please line up by group number. My heart starts to race. This is really happening. I walk onto the plane, find my row, seat 17A, and someone's already sitting there. A man in a blue jacket is looking out the window. I hesitate for a moment, then say, "Excuse me, sir. I think this is my seat." He turns to me, a little surprised. "Oh? Are you sure? Let me check my ticket." He pulls out his ticket and reads it. It says 17A. Now I'm confused. I take out my ticket. "Look," I say confidently. "Mine says 17A too." He looks at mine, then back at his, then back at me. He smiles kindly and says, "No problem. You can have the window seat. I'll sit in the middle." I feel a little guilty, but I really do want the window seat. "Thank you so much," I say, and sit down. The plane takes off, and I look out the window at the clouds. They're beautiful. I start to relax. The man beside me turns and starts a conversation. "Are you going to New York for vacation?" he asks. "Yes," I reply. "It's my first time. I want to see Times Square and the Statue of Liberty." "That's great," he says. "I live in New York. You'll love it. It's busy, but full of life." As we talk, I notice how calm and friendly he is. He doesn't seem upset at all about giving up the window seat. After a while, a flight attendant walks over. She looks at me, then at him. "Excuse me," she says politely. "I think there's been a mistake." I freeze. "A mistake?" I ask. She looks at our tickets and the seat numbers. "Actually," she says, "this gentleman has seat 17A. You're in seat 17C, the aisle seat." I feel my cheeks turn red. I look at the man, but he just smiles and says, "It's okay. I don't mind sitting here." I feel so embarrassed. "I'm really sorry," I tell him. "You were right all along." "Don't worry about it," he says with a chuckle. "Mistakes happen." The rest of the flight, I keep thinking about how kind he was. He didn't get angry or annoyed. He just smiled and let it go. As the plane lands, I turn to him and say, "Thank you again. You're very kind." He laughs and replies, "Enjoy New York, and next time, double check your ticket." As I step off the plane, I feel a mix of emotions: embarrassment, gratitude, and relief. But most of all, I feel like I've already learned something important. It's okay to admit when you're wrong, and kindness really does go a long way. What can we learn from Sarah's story? First of all, always double check your ticket. It's such a small thing, but it can save you from a lot of confusion. Second, mistakes happen, especially when you're nervous or excited. What matters most is how you handle them. In Sarah's case, the man responded with kindness, not anger, and that made a big difference. Learning English is a bit like this journey. You'll make mistakes, and that's okay. Mistakes help you grow. Just keep going, keep practicing, and stay positive. Now think about it. If you were in Sarah's shoes, what would you have done? Would you have switched seats or insisted you were right? Let me know in the comments. Vocabulary and phrases you can use. At the airport. "Excuse me, this is my seat. Let me check my ticket. Have a good flight." Travel vocabulary. Boarding pass, the document that lets you on the plane window seat, middle seat, aisle seat, types of seats, security check, where they scan your bags. Gate, where you wait before getting on the plane. Polite phrases, "Don't worry about it." "Mistakes happen, enjoy your trip." Repeat these phrases with me and try to remember them. They'll be useful next time you travel. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed Sarah's story and learned something new. Remember, you can watch this video again and again to keep practicing. Shadowing helps you build confidence, improve your pronunciation, and get more comfortable speaking English. If you found this helpful, give it a thumbs up, share it with a friend, and subscribe to the channel. And always remember, learning English is more than just grammar and vocabulary. It's about connecting with people, just like Sarah did. Keep practicing, stay curious, and enjoy the journey. See you in the next video.
Learn English easily and quickly. Hello, everyone. Today, I want to talk about something important. We will talk about how to learn English. Learning English can be fun. It can also be easy if you learn it the right way. So today, I will share some helpful tips with you. First, I want to tell you a little story. When I was young, I didn't know English. I felt nervous and shy. Then I started listening to English stories. I listened every day. Slowly, I began to understand them. The words became clear, and I was not scared anymore. Listening is very important. When you listen, you hear new words. You learn how to say them. You also learn how to use them. So try to listen to English every day. Listen to stories, songs, or even the news. It helps a lot. Now let's talk about practice. And people say, practice makes perfect. And that's true. When I was learning English, I practiced every day. I spoke in English, even if I made mistakes. Making mistakes is okay. It helps you learn, so don't be afraid. Speak English every day. Another good tip is reading. Reading helps you learn too. You can start with simple books. Books with pictures are great. They help you understand the meaning. When you read, you see new words. You also learn how to use them in sentences. I remember reading a short story about a cat. The cat got lost. It was a simple story, but I really liked it. I learned many new words from that story. The more I read, the better my English became. So read as much as you can. Writing is also very helpful. When you write, you use the words you know. You learn how to put them together. Start by writing small things. Write about your day. Write about your family. Write anything you like. The more you write, the better you get. When I was learning, I had a small notebook. I wrote in it every day. I wrote about my school, my friends, and my dreams. I made mistakes, but I learned from them. Writing helped me a lot. It made me more confident. Another good idea is to watch English videos. Watching videos is fun. You can watch cartoons, movies, or shows. When you watch, you hear how people speak. You learn how to say words the right way. You also learn new words. I remember watching a cartoon about a dog. The dog was very funny. It made me laugh and I learned new words from it. Watching it helped me understand English better. So watch lots of English videos. They can help you a lot. Talking to people is also a great way to learn. If you have friends who speak English, talk with them. Practice with them. If you don't, try to find people online. There are many people who want to learn English like you. You can help each other practice. I had a friend who spoke English very well. We talked every day. Sometimes I made mistakes, but my friend helped me. She corrected me. Talking to her helped me learn new words and how to use them. So find someone to talk to. It will really help. Another important thing is to be patient. Learning a language takes time. It doesn't happen in one day. So be patient with yourself. Don't give up. Keep trying, even when it's hard. Every small step matters. I remember feeling sad when I didn't understand, but I kept going. Slowly, I got better. I learned more and more. So always be patient. You will improve step by step. Let's talk about using a dictionary. A dictionary is a great tool. It helps you understand new words. When you see a word you don't know, look it up. Learn its meaning. Learn how to say it. Then try to use it in a sentence. I used to carry a small dictionary with me. Every time I heard a new word, I looked it up. Then I tried to use it. This helped me learn many words. So always keep a dictionary with you. It will help a lot. Another good tip is to play games in English. Games are fun. They help you learn without stress. There are many games that teach English. You can play word games, puzzles, or quizzes. When I was learning, I played a word game with my friends. We tried to find as many words as we could. The person with the most words won. It was fun, and I learned many words from that game. So play English games. It's a fun way to learn. Also, try thinking in English. At first, this might be hard, but it helps a lot. When you think in English, you practice more. You use the words you know. You learn how to make sentences faster. I started thinking in English when I was learning. At first, I had to translate in my head, but slowly it got easier. Soon I was thinking in English without trying. So try to think in English. It helps you improve. Another tip is to set goals. Goals help you focus. They give you something to work towards. Start with small goals. For example, learn 5 new words each day, or read 1 page of a book every day. When you reach your goals, you feel proud. It will help you stay motivated. When I was learning, I set small goals. My first goal was to learn 10 new words a week. Later, I set a goal to read an English book. Reaching these goals made me happy. They showed me I was getting better. So set goals for yourself. They really help. It's also important to review what you learn. When you review, you remember better. Look at your notes, read your old writing, or listen to the same story again. The more you review, the more you remember. I reviewed my notes every week. I read them again and again. It helped me remember everything. It also helped me see my progress. So take time to review. It will help a lot. Staying positive is also important. Learning a new language can be hard, but if you stay positive, it becomes easier. Believe in yourself. You can do it. When you feel sad, remember why you started. Keep your goal in mind. I had moments when I wanted to give up, but I stayed positive. I told myself I could do it, and I did. Staying positive helped me so much, so always stay positive. It will help you reach your goal. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. Mistakes are part of learning. Everyone makes them. When you make a mistake, don't feel bad. Learn from it. It helps you get better. I made many mistakes while learning, but I didn't stop. I learned from them and improved. So don't be afraid. Mistakes are your best teachers. Lastly, enjoy the journey. Learning English is a journey. There are many new things to learn. Enjoy the process. Have fun while learning. The more fun you have, the easier it becomes. When I was learning, I enjoyed every part. I loved learning new words. I loved understanding stories. Enjoying the journey helped me learn faster, so enjoy your journey. It will make learning easier and more fun. Here's one more tip. Surround yourself with English. This means try to be around English as much as you can. Listen to English music. Watch English movies. Read signs and labels in English. The more you see and hear English, the more you learn. When I started learning, I changed my phone's language to English. At first, I didn't understand everything, but soon I got used to it. Each time I use my phone, I learn something new. So surround yourself with English. It will help you learn faster. Repetition is also important. When you repeat things, you remember them better. So don't be afraid to say or read the same things many times. I used to say words out loud every day. I said them until they became easy to remember. Repeating helped me become more confident. So repeat everything you learn. It really works. Sometimes learning feels boring, but you can make it fun. You can sing songs in English. Singing helps you remember words, and it's fun. You can also make stories with the words you know. Then learning becomes like a game. I used to sing English songs every morning. It made me happy and ready to learn more. I also made funny stories with my new words. That made learning more fun. So try to make learning fun. It will help you stay motivated. Another tip is to use what you learn right away. When you learn a new word, try to use it. Say it in a sentence. Use it when you talk or write. The more you use it, the better you remember it. One time I learned the word beautiful. I used it to describe everything. The sky was beautiful. The flowers were beautiful. Even my food was beautiful. Using the word helped me remember it. So always use new words. It will help you remember them. Also, don't rush. Take your time. Learning English is not a race. It's okay to go slowly. It's okay to take breaks. The most important thing is to keep going. Even if you learn one new word a day, you are still making progress. I used to feel slow sometimes, but I realized every word I learned was a step forward. So don't rush. Enjoy the process. It's also good to keep a journal in English. Write about your day, your thoughts, or your dreams. Writing in a journal helps you practice English every day. It's fun to look back and see your progress. I used to keep a journal when I was learning. At first, I wrote short sentences. Later, my sentences got longer, my writing improved, and I felt proud. So try to keep a journal. It's a good way to practice. Another tip is to ask questions. If you don't understand something, ask. Asking helps you learn faster. It shows you want to learn more. Don't be shy. There are no silly questions when you are learning. I used to ask my teachers, my friends, and even myself. Asking helped me understand better. Always ask when you are not sure. Sometimes you may feel tired or frustrated. That's okay. It's normal. When you're tired, take a break. Rest a little, then come back. I remember feeling tired too. I took a short break, did something fun, then I felt ready to study again. Taking breaks is important. It helps you stay fresh. Celebrate your progress. Every time you reach a goal, celebrate. Did you learn a new word? Great. Did you finish a book? Well done. Celebrating keeps you motivated. I used to treat myself with a snack or a movie. It made learning more fun. So remember to celebrate. You deserve it. Try learning with others. Studying with friends can help a lot. You can share tips and practice together. It's also more fun. I had a friend who learned English with me. We studied every week and helped each other. It made learning easier. So find someone to learn with if you can. Listen to yourself. When you speak or read aloud, listen to how you sound. This helps your pronunciation. You can also record yourself and listen later. I used to record myself reading stories. It felt strange at first, but it helped a lot. I learned how to say words better. So try listening to your voice. Don't compare yourself to others. Everyone learns in their own way. Some people learn fast, some slow. That's okay. Focus on your own journey. I used to compare myself too. But then I realized I was making progress in my own time. That's what matters. Be creative. Use your imagination when learning. Draw pictures to remember words. Write poems or songs with new words. Being creative helps you remember more. I like drawing and writing small poems. It made learning fun and colorful. Stay organized. Keep your notes and words in one place. Make a list of what you want to learn. Set a time to study every day. I used to keep all my notes in a folder. I checked off words when I learned them. Being organized helped me stay focused. Be consistent. Try to study every day, even just for a few minutes. Small steps every day lead to big results. I studied daily, some days long, some days short, but I did something every day. That habit helped me improve a lot. Be kind to yourself. Learning a new language is not easy. Some days are hard, and that's okay. Don't be too hard on yourself. I had tough days too. But I reminded myself, it's okay to make mistakes. I'm learning. So be gentle and keep going. Use flashcards. They're a fun way to learn new words. Write the word on one side, the meaning on the other. Look at them often. I use flashcards all the time. I carried them in my bag and reviewed them whenever I had time. They helped me remember many words. Try to surround yourself with English. Use English as much as you can. Think in English, speak in English, write in English. The more you use it, the more comfortable you will feel. Be kind to yourself. It helps you stay in a good mood. Another useful idea is to try flashcards. They're an excellent way to remember new vocabulary. Write the word on one side and its meaning on the other. Go over them regularly. It's a fun and simple method to keep words in your memory. I use flashcards a lot while learning. I carried them with me all the time. Whenever I had a few spare minutes, I looked at them. They helped me learn many new words, so give flashcards a try. They're a great tool for studying. Another helpful method is to immerse yourself in English. This means using English as much as you can in daily life. Try thinking, speaking, and writing in English. The more you use it, the more natural it will feel. I made a big effort to surround myself with English. I thought in English, talked to myself in English, and even wrote in English. That constant practice made me feel more confident. So try to immerse yourself. It will speed up your progress. Being curious is also a powerful tip. When you're curious, you naturally want to learn more. Ask questions, try new things, and stay eager to grow. When I was learning English, I was always asking what things meant. That curiosity kept me going and made learning exciting. So stay curious. It will help you learn faster. It's also important to review your goals. Your goals might change as you improve. You might reach one and need to set a new one. Or maybe your goal is too easy or too hard and needs adjusting. I reviewed my goals every month. Sometimes I made them bigger, and other times I made them smaller. Checking in with my goals helped me stay focused. So don't forget to review your goals regularly. Another useful suggestion is to take advantage of online resources. There are lots of websites, apps, and videos to help you learn. They include lessons, quizzes, and games that make learning more fun. I used online tools a lot while learning. I watched videos, did quizzes, and played language games. They made learning feel enjoyable and interactive. So explore online resources. They can really help. Try learning about English-speaking cultures too. Language and culture are closely connected. When you understand the culture, you'll better understand how people use words. I enjoyed discovering traditions, holidays, and even food. Learning about culture made English more interesting for me. So dive into the culture. It will help your language skills grow. Staying motivated is key. Sometimes learning feels slow or difficult, but motivation keeps you going. Figure out what inspires you. It might be a reward, a goal, or someone who cheers you on. I stayed motivated by giving myself small rewards when I met a goal. It kept me excited about learning. So find what keeps you going. It really helps. Also, be patient with yourself. Learning a new language takes time. It's okay if you don't understand everything right away. Be kind to yourself and trust the process. There were times I felt like I wasn't making progress, but I reminded myself to stay patient. I knew I would improve with time. So be patient. You'll get there. Try listening to different English accents. English is spoken in many countries and people sound different. Listening to a variety of accents improves your understanding. I listen to people from the UK, the US, Australia, and more. It helped me get used to different ways of speaking. So listen to various accents. It's a great skill to develop. Also, practice English in real situations. If you travel, use English when you can. If you meet an English speaker, talk to them. Real-life practice is very helpful. When I traveled, I used English even just for small talk. That practice really helped me feel more confident. So don't be shy. Use English when you get the chance. Be open to learning new things. English is always changing, with new words and phrases popping up. Keeping an open mind makes learning fun and fresh. As I kept learning, I discovered lots of new words and expressions. Staying open to change helped me improve. So be ready to learn new things. It keeps the journey exciting. Make your own sentences with new words you learn. This helps you understand how to use them in real life. I used to create my own sentences for every word. Sometimes they were silly, but they helped me remember. So try making your own sentences. It's a great way to learn. Watching English TV shows is another great tip. They're fun and full of real conversations. TV shows help you hear how people speak every day. I watched a lot of English shows while learning. I loved hearing natural speech and learning new phrases. So give English shows a try. They're entertaining and educational. Don't be afraid to try new learning methods. Maybe you haven't listened to podcasts before or written your own stories. Trying something new helps you grow. I explored many things: podcasts, storytelling, even acting in English. Trying different methods made learning exciting. So be open to experimenting. It's worth it. Focus on one thing at a time. Learning everything at once can feel overwhelming. Choose one skill to work on each day, like vocabulary or speaking. That way it feels more manageable. I used to focus on one area per day. Some days were for reading, others for speaking. This routine helped me stay calm and focused. So take it step by step. It makes learning easier. Connect what you learn to your life. If you learn a new word, think about how you can use it. When learning becomes personal, it's easier to remember. For example, when I learned the word sunny, I used it to describe the weather where I lived. That made learning feel fun and real. So connect new words to your daily life. It helps them stick. Finally, be confident. Believe in your ability to learn. Confidence makes a big difference. When you trust yourself, you'll do better, even if you make mistakes. I learned to stay confident, even during hard times. So believe in yourself. You can do it. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Before we go, let me leave you with this. Learning English.
Hello, my amazing students. Today, I want to share something that can truly change your life. Please listen carefully. English is not difficult. English is not impossible. You can speak English fluently and faster than you think. I know that many of you feel nervous when you try to speak. You hesitate. You get stuck. Sometimes you don't even try because you're afraid of making mistakes. Maybe you've been learning English for years, but when it's time to speak, your mind goes blank. You know the words. You understand English when you read or listen, but when it's your turn to talk, you freeze. I understand how that feels because I've also struggled with learning a new language. I know what it's like when you want to express yourself, but don't have the right words. I know the frustration of hearing people speak quickly and not being able to catch what they're saying. But today, I want to tell you something important. You don't have to struggle anymore. You don't have to feel stuck, because I'm going to show you how to learn English in the easiest, most natural way. From now on, I want you to forget everything that made English feel difficult. Forget about complicated grammar rules. Forget about trying to be perfect. And most importantly, forget about fear. Fear is the biggest reason most people fail to speak English. Not a lack of knowledge, but fear. Fear of making mistakes. Fear of sounding silly. Fear of being judged. But let me ask you something. How did you learn your first language? Did you study grammar books? Did you memorize long vocabulary lists? Number. You learned by listening, copying, making mistakes, and using the language every day. And that's exactly how you're going to learn English. You don't need to study English, you need to live it. English shouldn't be something you practice for 1 hour and then forget. It should be part of your life. You should hear it, think in it, and speak it every single day. Now, you might be wondering, how do I do that? Don't worry, I'll show you exactly how. I won't just give you tips. I'll take you on a journey where English becomes natural and easy for you. Let's start with step 1. Stop believing that English is difficult. Your mindset is the most powerful tool you have. If you keep telling yourself that English is hard, your brain will resist learning it. But if you start believing that English is easy, you'll learn much faster. Think about how babies learn to walk. They fall many times, but they keep trying. Eventually, they walk without even thinking. That's how learning English works. Mistakes are part of the process. If you're not making mistakes, you're not learning. Say this with me. English is easy. I can speak English. I'm improving every day. These simple words are powerful. The more you say them, the more your brain will believe them. From today, never say, my English is bad. Never say, I can't speak English. Say instead, I am learning and improving every day. This small change in how you think will make a huge difference. Step 2. Surround yourself with English. Now that you've changed your mindset, it's time to bring English into your daily life. Many people think they need to live in an English-speaking country to become fluent. That's not true. You can create an English environment wherever you are. Start by changing your phone's language to English. Every time you look at your screen, you'll see English words, and your brain will start to get used to them. Then, start thinking in English. Right now, you probably think in your native language and then translate. That slows you down. Instead, try simple thoughts in English. When you wake up, think, I will brush my teeth now. When you make tea, think, I'm making tea. When you go outside, think, the weather is nice today. At first, it might feel strange, but the more you do it, the more natural it becomes. Over time, English will come to you automatically. Another powerful method is talking to yourself. Yes, talk to yourself in English every day. Stand in front of the mirror and have a small conversation. For example, hello, how are you today? I'm good. I have a lot of work, but I feel great. This may feel silly at first, but it's one of the best ways to improve your speaking. When you talk to yourself, you're practicing without fear of judgment. The more you do it, the more confident you'll become. Here's another simple but powerful trick. Label things around your home. Write the English names of objects on small pieces of paper and stick them around your house, on your door, your fridge, your mirror. Every time you see a label, read it out loud. For example, this is a book. The book is on the table. This is a cup. I drink tea from this cup. By doing this, you train your brain to recognize English words automatically. Step 3. Stop worrying about grammar. Many people think they need perfect grammar before they can speak. That's a big mistake. If you focus too much on grammar, you'll always be afraid of making errors. Instead, speak first. Correct later. Think about how children learn. They don't sit down and study grammar. They listen, repeat, and gradually improve. You should do the same. Don't memorize grammar rules. Focus on learning simple, useful sentences. Instead of studying the present continuous tense, just learn sentences like, I am eating. She is going to the market. They are playing football. Keep using and repeating these patterns. Your grammar will improve naturally. The key is to listen more and copy. When you hear native speakers talk, repeat after them. Don't just understand what they're saying, say it out loud. Now that you understand how to change your mindset, surround yourself with English, and stop fearing grammar, let's go even deeper. I want to show you how to speak English through your daily life. A lot of people don't know what to say or how to say it, but the truth is, you already know how to speak. You just need to activate what's already in your mind. Think about your daily routine. You wake up, brush your teeth, make tea or coffee, talk to your family, go outside, buy something, meet friends, go to work or school, then relax at night. Every single thing you do in your day can be spoken in English. If you practice using English for your real life, speaking will become easy and natural. Let's begin with your morning routine. Talk to yourself in English when you wake up. Don't just get out of bed silently. Start your day speaking in English. You can say, "Good morning, I feel fresh today. I had a good sleep. Now it's time to get up and start my day. First, I go to the bathroom and say, I am brushing my teeth. Then I say, I am washing my face. Next, I take a shower. After that, I go to the kitchen and say, I am making tea. The tea smells amazing. I'm also having toast with butter." Even if you're alone, say these sentences out loud. The more you speak, the more natural it will feel. Now let's try a real conversation. Imagine you're speaking to your mom in the morning. You can say, "Good morning, Mom." "Good morning. How did you sleep?" "I slept well. What are you making for breakfast?" "I'm making eggs and toast. Do you want some tea?" "Yes, please. I love tea in the morning." "Okay, your tea is ready." "Thank you. It smells really nice." This is a simple and natural conversation that you can practice every day. You don't need difficult words. Keep it simple and easy. When you go outside, there are many ways to practice English. If you go to the market, you can say, "I need to buy some vegetables. Let me check my shopping list. I will take a bus to the market." At the shop, you can say, "Excuse me, do you have fresh tomatoes?" "Yes, here they are." "How much is 1 kilo?" "It's $2 per kilo." "Okay, I'll take 2 kilos." "Anything else?" "Yes, I also need some onions." "Here you go. That'll be $5 total." "Here's the money." "Thank you. Have a nice day." This is a real-life conversation. If you practice dialogues like this, you won't be afraid to speak in real life. When you meet a friend, you can say, "Hey, how are you?" "I'm good. How about you?" "I'm great. What are you doing?" "Nothing much, just relaxing." "Do you want to go for a walk?" "Yes, that sounds great." At a cafe with your friend, you might say, "Let's order something." "What do you want?" "I want coffee. What about you?" "I'll have a lemonade." "Okay, let's call the waiter." "Hello, what would you like to order?" "1 coffee and 1 lemonade, please." "Anything else?" "No, that's all, thank you." Your order will be ready soon. At night, when you're relaxing with your family, you can still practice English. For example, "Today was a long day." "What did you do today?" "I went to the market and met my friend." That sounds nice. "What did you buy?" "I bought some vegetables and fruits." "Good. Now let's have dinner." "Yes, I'm very hungry." Before sleeping, talk to yourself in English. You can say, "Today was a good day. I learned many new things. Tomorrow, I'll wake up early and practice my morning English. Now it's time to sleep. Good night." Now, let me tell you a powerful secret for speaking English fluently. Listen and repeat. When you hear a sentence, don't just listen. Repeat it. Say it out loud. Copy the pronunciation. Copy the tone. This helps you sound more natural. For example, if you hear, "I am going to the market," you should say the exact same thing. Do this every day, and your pronunciation and confidence will grow. Now that you know how to use English in everyday life, let's take it to the next level. Many people know some English, but they hesitate to speak. They worry about making mistakes. Their pronunciation isn't clear, or they feel nervous when speaking to others. But here's something important. Even if your English isn't perfect, you can still speak confidently. Today, I'll show you how to improve your pronunciation, sound more natural, and speak with confidence. Let's look at a common problem. Many people understand English. They can read and write, but when it's time to speak, they freeze. Why? Here are some reasons. You're afraid of making mistakes. You worry your pronunciation isn't good. You don't practice enough. You think in your native language first, then translate. If this sounds like you, don't worry. I have the perfect solution. To speak fluently, your pronunciation must be clear. You don't need an American or British accent, but others should understand you easily. Here's how to improve. First, listen and copy. The fastest way to improve is to copy native speakers. Find simple videos or audio clips. Listen carefully. Repeat what they say. Try. "I want to go to the park." Don't just read it. Listen to how a native speaker says it and repeat exactly. Do this many times every day, and your pronunciation will naturally improve. Second, speak slowly and clearly. Don't try to speak fast. Fast speech doesn't mean fluency. Speak slowly and pronounce every word clearly. This helps people understand you better. Third, record your voice and compare. Choose a sentence, say it, and record yourself. Then, listen to a native speaker and compare. Notice the differences and try to fix them. This helps you find what needs improvement. Even if your pronunciation is good, many people still feel shy or nervous when speaking. So how can you become more confident? 1. Stop fearing mistakes. Mistakes are a natural part of learning. Even native speakers make mistakes. 2. Speak English every day. Confidence comes from practice. If you don't speak, you won't feel confident. Speak English for at least 15 minutes daily. Talk to yourself, to a friend, or to a mirror. Just speak. 3. Use the 3-second rule. When you want to say something, don't overthink. Give yourself 3 seconds, then speak. For example, if your friend asks, "What did you do yesterday?" Don't wait too long. Just say, "I went to the park. I watched a movie. I had a great day." If you wait too long, you'll get nervous. Speak naturally. 4. Practice real conversations. The more real-life dialogues you practice, the more confident you will become. You now have the tools to speak English fluently and confidently. Don't wait for the perfect time. Just start. Right now. Speak, think, and live in English every single day. Mistakes are part of the journey, but every word you speak brings you one step closer to fluency. This is not the end. It's the beginning of your English success. Keep going. I believe in you. 7 Days to Confidence, the story of Mia learning English. Have you ever thought, "I want to speak English well, but it feels too hard"? I understand that feeling. Many people feel the same way. But let me tell you a secret. You can improve your English in just 7 days. Yes, only 7 days. Sounds amazing, right? But how? Stay with me and I'll tell you everything. Let's begin with a story. This is the story of Mia. Mia is a young girl from a small town. She always dreamed of speaking English. She wanted to travel, make new friends, and talk with people from all over the world. But she was shy and afraid. She thought others would laugh at her mistakes. One day, her friend James said, "Mia, you can learn English in 7 days. Believe me, it's possible. Mia was surprised. She thought he was joking, but James was serious. He said, "Just listen to me. Trust me for 1 week, and you will see the change." Mia decided to try. She followed his advice for 7 days. On the first day, she felt nervous. On the second day, she made mistakes. On the third day, she felt tired. But on the fourth day, something amazing happened. She started to feel confident. She spoke without fear. She even laughed at her own mistakes. By the end of the week, Mia was speaking English with a big smile. Now, why should you listen to Mia's story? Because her story can be your story too. This isn't just about learning English, it's about changing your life. When you can speak English, new doors open. You can get a better job. You can meet new people. You can travel to new places. You can share your thoughts and dreams with the world. English is the key to all these things. Are you ready to know the secret that helped Mia? It's simple, but it really works. Every day, Mia did 3 things. She listened, she practiced, she believed in herself. First, she listened to English every day. Not for hours, just 10 minutes. She listened to songs, short videos, or simple conversations. She didn't try to understand every word. She just listened and enjoyed it. Second, she practiced speaking. She spoke to herself in the mirror. She said simple sentences. Sometimes she pretended to talk to her favorite movie characters. When she made mistakes, she didn't get upset. She smiled and tried again. Third, she believed in herself. This was the most important part. Mia told herself, "I can do it," every time she felt nervous. She remembered her goal. She wanted a better life. And English was the first step toward that goal. So if you feel like Mia once did, remember this. In 7 days, you can begin a new journey. Just listen, practice, and believe. Mistakes are okay. Everyone makes them. What matters is that you try. Now, as I finish this story, I want you to think about something. What could change for you if you started speaking English? Imagine your dreams. Think about how English could help you reach them. Don't be afraid. Take that first step. Believe in yourself. Let's go deeper into Mia's journey and see how you can follow the same steps, one day at a time. Imagine yourself in Mia's shoes, learning English little by little. Each day brings small changes, but by the end of the week, they make a big difference. On day 1, Mia woke up feeling excited and a little nervous. She wasn't sure where to begin, but she remembered James's advice. Just listen for 10 minutes. So she found a simple English video with subtitles. She watched it carefully and picked up a few new words. It felt like she was opening the door to a new world. She didn't understand everything, and that was okay. She felt proud of taking the first step. On day 2, Mia knew she had to start speaking. It felt scary, but she told herself, if I can say just one sentence, it's a good start. She looked in the mirror and said, "Hello, my name is Mia. I like learning English." It was simple, but it made her smile. She kept talking to herself using short sentences. She felt a little silly, but also proud. Speaking was new, but she loved it. Day 3 was a turning point. Mia decided to write a few sentences in a notebook. She wrote, "Today I feel happy. I am learning English. I want to be confident." Writing helped her organize her thoughts. It made her feel like she was building something real. Every word was a step forward. Writing helped her remember new words and feel closer to English. She thought about James, who believed in her. She called him and asked, "Can we talk in English today?" James was happy to help. They started with simple questions. He asked, "How was your day?" She answered with short phrases. At first it was hard, but after a few minutes, she felt more relaxed. Talking with a friend made her feel safe and encouraged. They laughed at their mistakes, and it was fun. Mia was learning and enjoying the process. By day 5, Mia felt brave. She wanted to try something new. She watched a short movie scene in English, this time with no subtitles. She understood only a few words, but she focused on facial expressions and body language. She still felt a strong connection to the story. She realized English wasn't just words, it was emotion. English helped her feel and understand different ideas. It was becoming more than just a language. It was becoming a friend. On day 6, Mia felt both proud and tired. She forgot some words and got frustrated, but then she remembered her goal. She took a deep breath and told herself, I am doing my best. Mistakes are part of learning. Her confidence returned. Learning English was like a journey, full of ups and downs. Each step mattered, and she kept going because she believed in herself. Her heart was full of hope. Finally, day 7 arrived. Mia looked back at the week and felt amazed. She could now say full sentences, understand a few phrases, and even enjoy a short movie scene. She smiled, thinking of how far she had come. She had learned to be brave, to try, and to believe in herself. English had become part of her life in just 7 days. Maybe you have dreams too. Maybe you want a better job. Maybe you want to travel. Or maybe you want to meet people from different countries. English can help you do all of these things. English is a bridge. It helps you connect, understand, and express yourself. It opens doors. It gives you confidence. It helps you explore the world. You may wonder, can I really learn English in 7 days? Yes, you can begin. Mia's story shows that progress is possible if you believe in yourself and take small steps. Listening to her journey can inspire you, and it reminds you that every small step matters. This is your chance to make a change. At the end of her 7 days, Mia thought, learning English is like planting a seed. It grows a little every day. One day, it becomes a strong tree. Remember, every small effort you make today can bring big changes tomorrow. The world is waiting for your voice, your ideas, and your dreams. English is the key to unlocking them. So, are you ready to begin your own 7-day journey? Take a deep breath. Trust yourself. Take that first step. Just like Mia, you'll find that each day brings you closer to a stronger, more confident version of yourself, ready to face the world. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up.
Hello, my name is Kenry. I am a student of English literature, and this is my story. I want to share my life in London with you. I also want to tell you about my amazing teacher. You can read my story and learn English with me. It's a beautiful summer day. I'm traveling on a train. 2 women are sitting across from me. They're speaking English, but I don't understand much. I'm studying English, but I'm still a beginner. I don't know many words, but I decided to speak to the women anyway. I said a few simple sentences in basic English. They understood me, and that made me very happy. I told them that I want to learn English. They told me they were from England and were returning home from a conference. We spoke for about 10 minutes. Soon, we reached my station. I said goodbye, and they gave me their phone number and address. They said I could visit them in England. After that meeting, I became very motivated and worked on my English every day. I started translating texts and watching films in English. After 6 months, my English had improved. It was better, but I still wanted to learn more. So I went to London to study English there. Once in London, I joined a school. My first class was on Monday. I met my teacher and the other students. My teacher was a young, kind woman, very humble and nice. We introduced ourselves and began the lesson. She asked us some questions to check our general knowledge of English. She explained that she had a very effective method for learning. It was simple. She told us we didn't need to study textbooks. Instead, we had to use English as much as possible in our daily lives. That sounded great to me. I never liked textbooks because they confused me. Then we talked about what matters most when learning a new language. Our teacher said that language is a tool for communication. We use it to share our thoughts and feelings. So, the best way to learn a language is to actually use it to communicate with others. That's exactly what we were going to do in the course. Speak and use English often. Many students just try to memorize vocabulary and grammar rules, but they don't actually use English to speak. There's a big difference. Of course, learning words and grammar is important, but you need to practice them daily, not just study them. In our course, the teacher wanted to show us a simple and effective way to learn vocabulary and grammar. I really liked what she said. The lesson continued, and we talked about our hobbies and what we enjoy doing. We spoke in pairs and also with the teacher. I enjoyed the class very much. I was really happy. This learning method worked well for me. I returned to school on Tuesday. That day, one of the students asked an interesting question. She wanted to know the best way to learn new words. Our teacher replied that there are many ways, but statistically, the most effective one is reading. When people read, they learn new words much faster, about twice as fast as those who don't read. She recommended reading for at least 30 minutes each day. She also explained how to get the most benefit from reading. First, choose books or texts that interest you. It should be something you enjoy, fiction or nonfiction, as long as it grabs your attention. Don't read something boring or too difficult. If you come across a word you don't understand, use a dictionary. Look up the word, understand its meaning, and continue reading. This will improve your understanding, and you'll remember the word better. You don't need to write the word down. If the text is interesting, your brain will remember the word naturally. Every time you meet a new word, repeat this process. Reading also helps in another way. You don't just learn new words. You learn how those words are used in sentences. You see how words are connected, and that helps improve your grammar and sentence structure too. This method is very effective. Try it, and you'll be surprised at how fast you learn. Later, we talked about life in England and jobs that are suitable for students. This was very useful for me because I wanted to find a part-time job. I asked the other students if they knew where I could look for one. They told me about the Job Center, which offers many jobs for students. That was great news. After class, I went to the Job Center. I wasn't sure what kind of job I could do, so I asked the lady there for advice. She told me that there were a few good options. She said I could work as a cleaner or as a waitress in a cafe. I explained that I didn't have any experience. She told me my English was good enough to work in the cafe and the training wouldn't be difficult. Plus, I'd get more chances to practice speaking English there than working as a cleaner. She said I could start on Thursday. I was so happy to have a job where I could use English and improve even more. Remember, reading for 30 minutes every day is one of the best ways to learn new words. On Wednesday, I returned to school. One student in our class was quieter than the rest. He was from South Korea. When our teacher asked if anyone had questions, he raised his hand. He said he had a big problem with pronunciation. He knew his pronunciation wasn't good, and he didn't know how to improve it. He said he didn't speak much because he was afraid others would hear his mistakes. Still, he read and watched movies in English and understood well. He just wanted to speak better. He asked the teacher for advice. She said, "Okay, I'll tell you something about pronunciation and how to practice it." Then she said she would teach us all some techniques to improve our pronunciation. First, she explained why students often struggle with pronunciation. When we speak, we have to move our mouths in new ways. We have to use the muscles in our mouth when we speak. Everyone does that. The problem is, when you speak English, you often use your mouth muscles the same way you use them in your native language. This can cause your pronunciation to sound different from that of native speakers. Many English learners experience this. Almost everyone has a slightly different pronunciation than what they should ideally have. But this isn't a big issue. People can usually understand what you're trying to say, even if your pronunciation isn't perfect. Still, you can improve your pronunciation by using a very effective technique called shadowing. Shadowing is a simple method. You just copy the sounds you hear. It's how children learn their first language. They copy their parents again and again, and eventually their pronunciation becomes perfect. You can learn English pronunciation in the same way. Start with videos or audio recordings that are not too fast and are easy for you to understand. Listen carefully and try to repeat exactly what you hear at the same time as you hear it. That's all. One day, our teacher went to YouTube and searched for the shadowing technique. She found some great videos where this technique was clearly explained. We watched one, and then we all practiced shadowing for about 3 minutes. Afterwards, our teacher told us that shadowing is also useful when you're preparing for a presentation in English and want your pronunciation to be clear. Before your presentation, go somewhere quiet and practice shadowing for about 10 minutes. You'll notice how much it improves your pronunciation during your speech. I found this very interesting because I had never heard of this technique before. When the lesson ended, I went to the school reception to ask if there were any sports activities available. I wanted to stay active while in England. The receptionist told me there was a table tennis team and a football team. The football team had training that day at 5 o'clock. I was really happy because playing sports is very important in my life. I went to the football training and met players from many different countries: Brazil, Japan, Russia, Spain, Argentina, and Italy. I enjoyed the training session and felt really good about how my time in England was starting. I had a great teacher and now some new friends from the football team. Also, tomorrow I was going to start my new job. When you want to improve your pronunciation, repeat after native speakers. On Thursday, I went back to school. We had a new student in class. Her name was Elizabeth, and she was from Italy. At the beginning of the lesson, our teacher asked her a few questions. She already knew Elizabeth because she had attended a summer course for beginners at the same school 1 year ago. It was just a 2-week course. When Elizabeth spoke, her pronunciation was beautiful and very fluent. Our teacher was impressed and said, "Your school in Italy must be very good." But Elizabeth replied, "I don't go to any school. I study at home. I use the techniques you taught me. I do a lot of reading, shadowing, and thinking aloud. I try to think in English more than in Italian. That's how I improve my English. The 2 weeks I spent in your class last summer helped me a lot. You showed me the way, and now I know how to study English every day. That's why I wanted to join your class again. A year ago, I was a beginner. Now I can speak English." Our teacher was very happy to hear this and praised Elizabeth for her dedication and hard work. I also found it very inspiring. I already knew about reading and shadowing, but Elizabeth also mentioned something new: thinking aloud. I didn't know what that was, so I asked our teacher about it. She explained that thinking aloud is a powerful technique, but you need strong motivation to benefit from it. Some people might even think it's a little strange, but it works. When you think aloud, your English can improve very quickly. I told the teacher I was very motivated and didn't mind if the technique seemed a bit crazy. If it helps, I wanted to learn it. She agreed and explained that it's actually very simple. Normally, we think in our native language all day, but now we can try thinking in English. When you do that, You can start saying your thoughts out loud. That's it. I said, "It's so simple. Why is it so effective?" The teacher replied, "Maybe you should ask Elizabeth. She uses this method and can tell you more." Then the teacher asked Elizabeth if she'd like to share her experience with thinking aloud. Elizabeth said it wasn't easy at first. She began with very simple sentences like, "I can speak English. It is good that I can speak English. And I want to be better." She told herself she needed to practice every day. She didn't know many words, but she used what she had. She said things like, "I don't know many words, but I can say my ideas with these words. I can do this." These sentences were very basic, but they helped. At the beginning, one of the hardest parts was that her thoughts in Italian were long and complex, and she couldn't express them clearly in English. So she had to simplify her thinking to match her English ability. That was the most difficult part. But after some time, it became natural for her to think in English. Then something amazing happened. She met a man from Australia who was visiting Italy. Although she was still a beginner, they started talking, and she found that she could communicate without much trouble. Her sentences were simple and short, but she didn't have to translate in her head from Italian to English. After that meeting, she started using thinking aloud even more. It really helped her speaking skills, and she still uses it every day. She said it's a very effective method. Our teacher thanked Elizabeth for sharing her story. I wanted to try this technique too, because I also wanted to get better at speaking. If you want to speak English fluently, think aloud. Let me give you one final tip. When learning English, remember to read, listen, think, and speak. Do each of these activities for 40 minutes every day. You can read and listen and also practice shadowing using our basic English stories.
Hello and welcome to this English learning video. Today I'll teach you a simple and powerful way to improve your English speaking. It's called the shadowing technique. So what is shadowing? Shadowing means you listen to someone speak in English and then repeat the words right after them. Try to copy the voice, the speed, and the emotion of the speaker. You become like their shadow. That's why it's called shadowing. This method helps you speak more clearly, understand English better, and feel more confident when you talk. Now I'm going to tell you a story. This story is told by a girl who is also the main character. The story is called I Went to the Airport. Are you ready? Let's begin. And don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel so you can get more shadowing stories to practice your English. I woke up early and checked my phone. There was a message from my best friend Maya. It said, "Anna, please come to the airport today. I need you. Panirand mani male, terminal mundra." I didn't understand. Why did Maya want me to go to the airport? She didn't explain more. I tried calling her, but her phone was off. I looked at the clock. It was already 10 a.m. I only had 2 hours. I quickly got ready. I put on my jeans, a pink jacket, and took my umbrella. I told my mom, "Mom, I need to go to the airport. Maya needs help." She looked worried but said, "Be careful, Anna." I took the bus. It was cold and wet. The bus was full of people, and I had to stand the whole way. I kept looking out the window. The sky was gray, and I saw planes far away. Finally, I arrived at the airport. It was big and noisy. People were running, talking, and carrying bags. I looked for Terminal 3. It took me 10 minutes to find it, but when I got there, Maya wasn't there. I waited 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes. Still no Maya. I began to feel nervous. I looked around and saw a girl sitting by the window. She had a suitcase and was crying. I walked over and asked, "Are you okay?" She looked up, her eyes red. "I missed my flight," she said. "I don't know what to do." I sat beside her and said, "My name is Anna. Can I help you?" She told me her name was Sarah. She had come from another city to see her father, but she was late and her plane had already left. I gave her a bottle of water from my bag. We talked for a while. She was kind. She said, "You're a good person, thank you." Suddenly my phone rang. It was Maya. I quickly picked it up. "Anna, where are you?" she asked. "I'm at Terminal 3 waiting for you," I said. Maya replied, "Oh no, I meant Terminal 2. I'm here and I'm scared. Please come fast." I said goodbye to Sarah and ran to Terminal 2. My heart was beating fast. When I got there, I saw Maya sitting on the floor crying. "Maya!" I shouted. She looked up and ran to hug me. "Anna, I didn't know who to call. I'm so scared," she said. "What happened?" I asked. She looked at me and said something shocking. "I think someone is following me." I was surprised. "Who? Why?" I asked. "I don't know," Maya said. "On the bus to the airport, I saw a man watching me. When I got down, he got down too. I ran inside and tried to hide. There were so many people." "Maybe it was nothing," I said. "Maybe you're just scared." "No," she said. "I saw him again at the coffee shop." Just then, Maya pointed at someone. "That's him," she whispered. I turned and saw a man wearing a black cap and a brown coat standing near the exit. He was looking at his phone. My hands felt cold. "Stay here," I said. "I'll go talk to him." But before I could walk, the man looked at us and walked away. We didn't move. We just watched him disappear into the crowd. "Do you believe me now?" Maya asked. I nodded. We sat in silence for a few minutes. Then I said, "Let's tell the airport police." We went to the help desk and told them everything. They listened carefully and said, "Don't worry, we'll check the cameras." We felt a little safer after that. Maya smiled at me. "I'm lucky to have you," she said. "Next time, tell me the right terminal," I replied. We laughed. But something still didn't feel right. Why was the man following her? Was it just a mistake? Or was something else going on? I looked at Maya and said, "Let's go home, but we need to be careful." She nodded and we walked outside together. It was still raining. I opened my umbrella. We got into a taxi. As we sat in the back seat, I saw something through the window. A man, a black cap, a brown coat. He was watching us again. The taxi started moving. Rain hit the windows. Maya sat next to me holding my hand. I looked out the window again. The man with the black cap was standing under a tree watching our taxi. My heart beat faster. "Maya," I whispered. "He's still there. He saw us leave." Maya looked out and saw him too. Her eyes filled with fear. "Do you think he will follow us?" she asked. "I don't know," I said. "But we're not going home. We need to be smart." I told the driver, "Sir, can you take us to the main city mall?" "Not home." He said, "Okay," and changed direction. I looked behind us. A black car turned after us. I felt a chill. "Maya, that car, it's behind us." Maya looked back. It was the same man. He was driving. "Why is he doing this?" she asked. "I don't even know him." I didn't have any answers. We reached the mall. It was big, busy, and full of people. We quickly got out and walked inside. The man didn't stop. He parked and followed us. We walked fast, going into a shoe store, then a clothing shop. "He's still coming," Maya said. I grabbed her hand. "We have to find a guard." We found a security officer. "Sir," I said, "a man is following us. Please help." The guard looked serious. "Can you show me who?" We pointed at the man. The guard walked over and asked, "Sir, why are you following these girls?" The man looked surprised. "I'm not following them," he said. "She's my sister," he added, pointing at Maya. Maya stepped back. "What? You're lying," she shouted. The guard said, "You need to come with me, sir." The man tried to run, but two more guards came and stopped him. The police were called. We sat down and waited. A kind lady brought us tea. Maya was shaking. I put my arm around her. The police came and asked us many questions. They also checked the mall's security cameras. After some time, an officer returned. "You were right," he said. "He was following you from the airport." "Why was he doing that?" I asked. The officer replied, "He had some photos of Maya on his phone." The police told us that the man also had Maya's name and address. Maya was in shock. "But how? Who is he?" she asked. One officer said they were still investigating, but it was possible the man was a private detective. Someone had paid him to follow her. Maya's voice dropped to a whisper. "No, it can't be him." I turned to her. "Who?" I asked gently. She looked down and said quietly, "My ex-boyfriend. I broke up with him last month. He was angry." The officer said that could be a motive, but they would continue looking into it. Maya started to cry. "I was so scared," she said. I wrapped my arms around her. "It's okay. You're safe now." After a few hours, the police let us go and told us they would contact us if they needed more information. Outside the mall, it was still raining, but somehow the rain felt softer, like things were going to be all right. We took another taxi home. Maya leaned on my shoulder and fell asleep. She looked exhausted but peaceful. When we got home, my mom opened the door. She looked deeply worried. "Where have you girls been?" she asked. "I saw something on the news. Something happened at the airport." I told her the whole story. She hugged both of us tightly and said, "You are my brave girls." That night I couldn't sleep. I kept thinking about everything. The strange message, the airport, meeting Sarah, the man in the black cap. So much had happened in just one day, but I felt proud. I had helped someone I didn't know. I had protected someone I loved, and I stayed strong, even when I was scared. A week later, something lovely happened. I was working at the bookstore, helping a customer, when I heard someone call my name. "Anna!" I turned around and saw Sarah, the girl from the airport, smiling brightly. "I found you," she said. I laughed. "You remembered the name of my bookstore." She nodded. I wanted to say thank you again. You were so kind that day. We sat down for coffee. She told me she had met her father that same night, and now she was living in our town. Then she said, "I don't have many friends here. Can we be friends?" I smiled and said, "Yes, I'd love that." That day I realized something important. Life brings scary moments. Sometimes we don't understand why things happen, but when we choose courage, when we help others, when we stay kind and strong, good things come back to us. I went to the airport that day to help a friend, but I found so much more. I found courage, I found friendship, and I found the strength inside myself.
It's raining, and the sky is gray. A man named Paul walks to the market. He stops to look at the umbrellas. One stands out, a bright red umbrella. It looks sharp and costs $10. But Paul is a student, and he doesn't have much money. "I'll give you $7 for it," Paul says. The shopkeeper grins. "All right, young man, today's your lucky day. Give me 7 and it's yours." Paul smiles. "Feels like a lucky day," he says, holding the red umbrella above his head as the rain falls around him. He heads to a nearby cake shop. He wants to buy something sweet for his little sister. She loves cakes. Inside, he leaves his red umbrella by the door and picks out 3 small cakes. While he's talking to the shop assistant, a customer, a young woman with a cake box, quietly leaves. When Paul finishes and walks toward the door, something's wrong. His umbrella is gone. There's only an old black umbrella with yellow ducks on it. It's not stylish. It's definitely not his. He sighs and picks it up. So much for my lucky day. He walks across the town square. Suddenly, a young woman approaches and says hello, smiling warmly. But Paul doesn't recognize her, so he walks away. She follows him through the crowd, her eyes on the black and yellow umbrella. "Wait! Hey!" she calls out. Paul turns around, a little confused. The woman looks annoyed. "Leave me alone," she says. Paul blinks. "Marisa, I'm sorry. I'm late." "I'm not Marisa," she snaps. "You're not?" Paul asks, puzzled. He points to the umbrella. "But that's her umbrella?" "Oh," she says. "Who's Marisa?" "I was supposed to meet her," he explains. "My cousin set us up. Marisa works with him. We were going to have coffee." "I'm not her," the woman says again. "My cousin showed me her photo. She's tall. You're tall. She has short dark hair, just like you. And in the photo, she was holding a black umbrella with yellow ducks. And now, you've got it." She looks up at the umbrella. "So Marisa took my red umbrella," she thinks, suddenly annoyed. Unbelievable. "Don't be upset," Paul says. "It's already 3 o'clock. She starts work at 2:30. I guess I missed her." He glances at his watch and then at the woman. "Since we're both here, how about we get a coffee?" She pauses, then nods. "All right. My aunt owns a cafe nearby." Paul smiles. "Sounds good. I'm Paul, by the way. I'm studying law, 3rd year." "I'm Carla," she replies. "I study science." They sit in the cafe, sipping coffee, chatting, and laughing. After a while, Carla suddenly stands up. "Oh no, it's late. I have to go study. I've got an exam tomorrow." "Good luck," Paul says. "Think we could meet again?" "Yes," Carla replies. "That'd be great," Paul says with a grin. As the sun sets and the town grows quiet, Paul sees a tall woman with short, dark hair. She's carrying a red umbrella. His red umbrella. It's Marisa. She notices the old black umbrella with yellow ducks and looks embarrassed. Her face turns red. Carla sees her too and says calmly, "Don't worry. Keep the red one. I like this one now. It's a lucky umbrella." Paul watches her smile as the rain falls again. Then she turns and runs home. The next morning, Paul wakes up early. The sky is clear now, and the streets are still wet from last night's rain. He can't stop thinking about Carla, her smile, the way she laughed, and how they ended up talking because of a lost umbrella. He checks his phone. No message. He didn't ask for her number. "I hope I see her again," he says to himself. Later that afternoon, Paul walks into his university library. He needs to study, but his mind is somewhere else. As he turns into the science section, he spots a familiar face. It's Carla sitting at a table, reading. He hesitates, then walks over. "Hey," he says. She looks up and smiles. "Paul, what are you doing here?" "This is my lucky library," he says, half joking. Carla laughs. "Looks like your umbrella really was lucky." They study together for an hour. Sometimes they talk, sometimes they just read in silence. Paul feels comfortable around her. When they take a break, Carla pulls out a small paper bag. "Here," she says. "I bought a cake for my brother yesterday, but I saved one." Paul takes the cake and smiles. So now it's my lucky day again. As they leave the library, the sky begins to darken. A few drops of rain fall. "Looks like we need umbrellas again," Carla says. Paul opens the black umbrella with yellow ducks. "I still have this one," Carla laughs. "It suits you." They walk side by side through the rain. People hurry past them, but they don't rush. "Want to grab another coffee?" Paul asks. "Sure," Carla replies. "Let's go to a different cafe today. I'll show you one I like." They walk on, the umbrella a little too small for two, but they don't mind. A week passes. Paul and Carla meet almost every day, at the library, at a cafe, or just for a walk. It's easy between them, natural. They don't talk about the red umbrella anymore, but Paul still carries the old black one with yellow ducks, like a quiet joke between them. One Saturday morning, they meet at the park. The sky is blue. No rain today. Carla is waiting on a bench reading. Paul walks up, holding 2 cups of coffee. "I brought backup," he says, handing her one. "You're starting to know me too well." She smiles. They sit quietly for a moment, watching the ducks swim across the pond. Suddenly, a voice behind them says, "Carla?" Carla turns. A young woman is standing there. She has short dark hair and a red umbrella. The red umbrella. It's Marisa. "Oh," Carla says, standing up. Paul recognizes her from the photo his cousin showed him. He also notices how nervous she looks. Marisa speaks first. "I think I took your umbrella by accident, that day at the cake shop." "You think?" Carla says, raising an eyebrow. Marisa sighs. "Number, I know I did. I was in a hurry. I didn't realize it until later. I wanted to bring it back, but I didn't know how to find you." Paul steps forward, calm but firm. "You had my umbrella. That red one was mine." Marisa looks embarrassed. "I'm sorry. I was supposed to meet you, but I panicked. I was late. And I left." Carla looks at her for a moment, then at Paul. "What do you want to do?" Paul thinks. Then he shakes his head slightly. "I don't need the red umbrella anymore." Carla smiles. "Me neither." Marisa hesitates. "Well, here it is, in case you change your mind." She places the umbrella on the bench and walks away. Paul picks it up, looks at it for a second, and laughs. "You know what? It's still nice. But it's not mine anymore." He hands it to Carla. "You keep it." Carla looks surprised. "You sure?" Paul nods. "We met because of that umbrella, but we stayed because of this." He gestures between them. "I don't need luck anymore." Carla smiles, then reaches into her bag and pulls out the old black umbrella. "Good," she says, "because I was about to give this one back to you." They laugh. As they walk through the park, the sky begins to change. A few drops of rain fall, soft and quiet. Paul opens the black umbrella with yellow ducks. Carla holds the red one. They walk side by side under the soft rain, not as strangers, not as lost people, but as something new, something better.
If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Before we go, let me leave you with this. Learning English isn't just about memorizing words or grammar rules. It's about connecting with people, just like Sarah did on her trip. So keep practicing, stay curious, and most importantly, enjoy the journey. See you in the next video.